What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to give you guys some Atlanta Falcons news. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune into the channel. Continuing to support your boy, continuing to share out my content on all the social media platforms. If you would like to follow your boy on Twitter, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. But I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So today in Atlanta Falcons news, I don't know if you guys got to see it because it broke late last night. The Atlanta Falcons have released linebacker Barkevious Mingo due to the allegations that came out earlier yesterday. Personally, I do believe that this was the right move. I seen this coming from a mile away. I said it yesterday in my video about the allegations, serious allegations that came out yesterday about Barkevious Mingo. And if you've been following the Falcons, I've been a fan since 2001 when Michael Vick was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. And ever since Michael Vick got in trouble with that whole dogfighting operation and situation, the Atlanta Falcons are not playing any games when it comes down to serious allegations, in the media and things of that nature. Since Michael Vick got in trouble, Arthur Blank, our owner, he's not going to take any chances when it comes to serious legal allegations. So I knew when the allegations came out about Barkevious Mingo yesterday, saying that the sentence could be up to a maximum of 20 years and that it was involving a minor, I knew that the Atlanta Falcons were not going to keep him around on the team. Like I said, I do believe that this was the right move. I did get to read a little bit of the police report, which I'll have in the description, where if you want to read, the police report, it's very disturbing for what I read in the police report. So I definitely feel like this was the correct move. But as far as our Atlanta Falcons, they're not going to deal with, players that have legal issues. So I already knew going into this yesterday when I read the accusations that was out there yesterday when I made my video. You can go check my last video out yesterday when the news broke about, the allegations that were out there. I knew that the Atlanta Falcons weren't going to keep him around. And I basically stated that he possibly would be gone in about a week or so, if a week or so or less. And he was gone within the same day. They basically let him go at like midnight last night. Or it was reported last night that his contract was terminated by the Falcons. Good news is Barkevious Mingo only made $1 million or $1.25 million. So the Falcons are not going to take a huge cap hit for him being released. And he was a player that was on a 1-year deal. So this is not going to really affect our cap in a huge way. Now, as far as Barkevious Mingo on the field, I do believe that Barkevious Mingo is a solid outside linebacker as far as pass rusher off the edge. I did believe that he was going to be able to be one of those guys in rotation, in that pass rush rotation. And you guys know here on my channel, I've been preaching strength in numbers, that I believe on the defensive line, you need to be able to rotate guys and have multiple guys that can get after the passer and not just rely on Dante Fowler or one star pass rusher to get you 15 to 20 sacks. You need a handful of guys that can get you between 3 and 5 sacks. So I definitely think that Barkevious Mingo was one of those guys that definitely could do that. And he was already familiar also with this coaching staff. He was familiar with the outside linebacker coach that we brought in with this new regime. So that was one of the main reasons that Barkevious Mingo signed with the Falcons, is because he was familiar with the scheme and familiar with the outside linebacker coach. But like I said, this was the right move by the Falcons. We don't want, Matt Ryan and all of these guys, Arthur Blank, have to answer questions during training camp about Barkevious Mingo, even though they may still have to answer a few questions during training camp about him. He's not going to be that, dark cloud over the team, basically that huge distraction for the team, especially because we have a young team. We need these guys to go out there on the field and be able to focus on football and not worry about guys off the field issues. So I do think that the Falcons did a great job of eliminating the distraction very quickly, so that players are not going to have to answer questions and things of that nature during training camp about Barkevious Mingo and his legal issues. I do wish Barkevious Mingo the best. I'm not too sure, how things are going to play out, which I said in my last video, that every man is innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not stating that he's done these things. I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what happened. But just from the police report that I read, like I said, it was very serious allegations and a very serious, situation. So with that being said, I kind of want to talk a little bit about where does the Falcons go from here, because I do think that the Falcons do need to bring in another edge rusher. Even with us still having Barkevious Mingo when he was still on the roster, I believe that the Falcons still needed to bring in a veteran pass rusher, and my thoughts haven't changed. I do believe that the Falcons will bring in another guy that can compete off the edge. The guys that I'm looking at are Justin Houston, who I talked about in one of my other videos. So you definitely can go and check out my video that I talked about Justin Houston, the longtime Kansas City Chief edge rusher. He played with the Indianapolis Colts the last couple years, but he's a guy that I believe has 100 sacks in his career. He could be one of those veterans that we bring in that can compete and that we can use on third down situations. He can help these young guys come along like Dante Fowler and the rest of the young guys that we have on this roster. Another guy that I think the Falcons should take a look at is Melvin Ingram. He's another pass rusher that's a longtime LA Charger. He's a free agent right now. I would take a look at him. The knock on Melvin Ingram is he's had some injuries the last couple years, but he's a guy that's a veteran. He's had seasons with over 10 sacks in a season, and he's a very aggressive, physical pass rusher. And he's another guy that we can use in situational pass rush on third downs and things of that nature. He's another veteran guy in the locker room that can come in and help these young guys learn the game. And then the third guy that I'm looking at is Olivier Vernon. He played with the Dolphins and the Browns. He's another guy that's very athletic, very aggressive and good using his hands, good off the edge. I believe he's had a couple seasons where he's had over 10 sacks in his career as well. He's had over 10 sacks in the season. So those are three veteran guys that I would be looking at if I'm the Atlanta Falcons. It's a few more names out there, but those are the three names right now that come to mind. Is Justin Houston, Olivier Vernon, and Melvin Ingram. Those are the three guys that I would take a look at, the three veterans that I think could bring something to the table for us. Money is going to play a factor about how much money those guys are looking for. I think you can possibly get Justin Houston, and Justin Houston probably would be the cheapest option for our Falcons because he's a guy that's, I believe, the oldest out of the three guys that I named, and he's pretty much on the back end of his career. I'm not too sure how much money a guy like Melvin Ingram or even Olivier Vernon would be looking for at this point, but maybe we bring those guys in and see what they can offer to this Atlanta Falcons roster. But I also believe with Barkevious Mingo being released, I do believe that this creates space and opportunities for the younger guys that are behind him. John Kaminsky, Michael Walker is a guy who I think is being overlooked at the linebacker position. He can play that outside linebacker and come off the edge. If you go watch his college tape at Fresno State, he was one of those guys that was really good. And we used him sparingly last year on the edge as well, but he was setting the edge, coming off the edge in pass rush situations. Foye Oluokun is another guy last year that proved that he can come off the edge and bring pass rush. A guy that I think is going to take a huge step this year and played really well last year and is really athletic and really good with his hands and has a great motor is Jacob Tuioti Mariner. I'm a huge fan of Jacob Tuioti Mariner. He's a guy that plays special teams, and he came off the edge, and he was the NFC Player of the Week again. That game against the Las Vegas Raiders last year, he had a really good game, and last year he played special teams as well. So to me, he'll be the guy that will replace a guy like Barkevious Mingo, who is supposed to be a special teamer, one of our better special teams players. I think Jacob Tuioti Mariner will be that guy that'll replace Barkevious Mingo on the special team side of things. Because to me, he's very good on special teams. He was really good last year. And I think he's going to start taking steps this year to be a very good pass rusher. He showed last year some flashes that he has the techniques to be a very good pass rusher, and he plays with a high motor. And to me, to be a great pass rusher or a very good pass rusher, you have to have a high motor, a hot motor. You can't give up on plays. And Jacob Tuioti Mariner showed me that last year, that he plays with a high motor. He doesn't give up on plays, and he played very well down the stretch last season. Guys like Steven Means is a guy that's going to get, he got snaps last year and played pretty well. But we have a lot of guys, young guys on this roster that can step up. Ogundeji, AO is what I call him, that we brought in this draft out of Notre Dame. He's really tall, long, has great strength and very long arms. He's another guy that may get more opportunity now that Barkevious Mingo was released. But like I said, we have a ton of guys on this team, on this roster that can fill the role. But I do think that these guys, some of these guys still need to be polished. They're not polished pass rushers. They're just athletic, and they're going to have to work on their skills and hone their skills. So I do believe that it's very important that we bring in a veteran pass rusher to help these guys come along, help teach these guys the game, help teach these guys hand placement and things of that nature. Now, I do think that we have very good coaches like Dean Pease, and we have some veterans on this roster, Dante Fowler and Grady Jarrett, that can help the young guys as well. But I do believe that it'll help if we can bring in another veteran, so all of the weight and pressure is not on Dante Fowler and Grady Jarrett the way it was last season. But with that being said, you guys let me know what you think of the video. Leave your comments below. Like I said, I will have in the descriptions the police report about the Barkevious Mingo allegations and situation. But I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune in. Definitely hit that like and subscribe button. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button and you enjoyed my content, I am on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So help your boy get to his goal. Also, go over to Atlanta Falcons Nation and hit that subscribe button and like button there as well. We're on our way to 2,000 there as well. So definitely get us to 2,000. But with that being said, this being your boy Jew, I'll holler at you guys in the next video. As always, Falcons Nation, peace and love. Y'all have a great day. I'm out.